Welcome to the Distance Learning Kitchen, where we put a little heart into everything we make. Oh, it's just that wonderful time of year. It's autumn. The weather, cooler, the wonderful aromas that go with autumn. We're learning about quick breads, and I'm going to show you how to make a real easy recipe. This is applesauce bread. So let's take a look at our mise en place. I have my flour, sugar. Now, if you look carefully into this, you will see that I have baking powder, baking soda, and salt. I have cinnamon and nutmeg in this. And then I have some vanilla. I have oil, eggs, applesauce, and I made this from scratch from some extra apples, but you can certainly use the applesauce in a jar. I usually do. And then I have some nuts, and I also like to add golden raisins. All right, the first thing we need to do is sift our dry ingredients. And I need to take my flour and my spoon and put this right into our sifter. And I don't like to put all the flour in at once. I like to add my leavening agents next, my spices, my sugar, and then I add the rest of the flour. I just feel like our leavening agents get mixed up better doing it this way. All right. And we're going to sift this all together. And what the sifter is doing is it is actually making our flour and our dry ingredients lighter, fluffier, so that our product, our end product, will be nice and tender. If you don't have a sifter, you can use a sieve, which is a little handheld strainer, and a wooden spoon, and you can just stir it, or you could use a spoon like this and just stir it and it will come out. It'll be finer. And then if you look in here, you can see these little balls of flour and sugar, and I have them pretty much mixed up. So this is what's being kept from going in. It doesn't look like a lot, but it really does make a difference in that texture. So I just put it in the trash can. I will wipe this out with just a damp cloth and I let it dry. I do not wash them, because when you wash sifters, they will get rusty. So I have my dry ingredients. I need to make a well in the center. If you remember your notes from the quick breads, we want to do that. And I'm going to just set this aside for a minute because I now have some liquid ingredients that I need to mix. So I have some eggs. And I like to take my whisk and just mix them up, break them up. Just think it works better. So you don't need a fancy appliance to make these. They're so easy and simple. I'm going to add my oil, vanilla, my applesauce. Get the rubber scraper here and get all of that goodness out. Oh, applesauce, love it. All right. And I'm just going to mix this up just to get it incorporated, because remember, this is going to go inside of our dry ingredients and we don't want to mix that up a lot. Oh, it looks great. Perfect. Let's take this liquid ingredients into our dry. Get out all that liquid ingredients that are in there that are all mixed together. Okay. Here we go. And we want to mix this just until moistened. We do not want to make it smooth. Once we get this mixed together, if you remember from your notes, add-ins, we need to fold them. All right, we're going to do this just until the flour is moistened. Okay, and I like to scrape the bottom because I could tell when I did that I still have some flour and I had a little bit of spices on the bottom. There we go. We're going to have a lumpy batter. That is all right. Now for our add-ins, let's just add those raisins. And I like to use golden raisins over the darker brown raisins because I think they are plumper, they're juicier, and they just work better. Well, I don't know about work better, it's just a taste preference really for me. I don't like the raisins that sometimes are dry and gritty, which I find sometimes on the darker ones, but it's absolutely preference. And you don't have to do that at all. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this into a baking pan. You can choose to use a loaf pan or you can use muffin pans. And if you look at the recipe that's provided online for class, you will see where the baking times are absolutely going to be different. And we're going to just pour this in, scrape our bowl. And then we're going to put it in the oven and we're going to bake it for about 55 minutes at 350 degrees. And I'm going to come back here. I just need to scrape this a little bit better. There we go. And get that last dollop of batter. Now, how quick and easy was that? Having your mise en place ready to go when you start is really a time saver. All righty, let me go put it in the oven and we'll be back to see how it turned out. All right, it's time to check our applesauce bread. Oh my goodness, I can see where it's coming away from the pan. Oh, I know this is done on the inside. Oh, absolutely. When you put in your tester and it comes out clean, it is ready to come out. Oh my gosh. It looks wonderful. It smells delectable. Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. Can you see this? It's wonderful. Remember. So our applesauce bread came out of the oven. I let it cool down for about 10 minutes. I took my knife around the edges, and now it's time to flip it out on a cooling rack and let it continue to cool. So here we go. Look at that. Yes! We have applesauce bread. It was that easy. Remember, guys, put a little heart in everything you make. Enjoy.